Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I'm here now. You know, originally, this stream schedule has gone through many different phases. All completely my own fault, obviously. Originally, and excuse me, I'm still freshly awoken. Originally, my plan was to start stream at 11 a.m. And that sounded doable. Then it got late into the night. I was still awake, working on Metal Gear Rex, and then after I finished Metal Gear Rex, not finished, after I did what I did for the day on Metal Gear Rex, I decided that I wanted to play a little bit of Metaphor. And then before I knew it, I was laying there for longer than I should have, playing Metaphor instead of sleeping. But then eventually I went to sleep. But before I went to sleep, I was like, oh, I don't think 11's gonna work out. So that I changed the stream start time to 12. I was like, okay, 12 is doable. I'll wake up at 11 on the dot, go get my breakfast. I mean, it's already prepared. I just had to throw it in the air fryer. Praise be. Just had to go get some breakfast, eat it, and then I'd be good to go. Good to go. However, the alarm went off at 10:50. Snoozed it. The alarm went off at 11. Snoozed it. The alarm went off at 11:05. Snoozed it. The alarm went off at 11:10. Fell back asleep for about 20 more minutes. Woke up at 11:30. And I was like, I'm not getting to stream at 12. So then I moved it to 12:30. And here we are. I've hardly woken up. My nose is so incredibly stuffed. I didn't have time to, like, I don't know, go digging for gold in there to clear things out yet. And beyond my nose, what do you even call that? I've got so much phlegm. My throat's stuffed, bro. So if you hear me just clearing my throat from time to time, I apologize. There's nothing that I can really say to alleviate that other than you have to know that I'm the one dealing with the brunt of this. You just have to hear it. And I know that hearing it is sometimes so much worse. But I promise you, talking right now is so annoying. Like, saying words, I've never been more annoyed by saying words. Which is bad for a person like me. Not to say that I'm always talking, because I'm not. But, you know, it's like whenever what you want to have has been taken away from you, it becomes so much more valuable. All of a sudden you recognize all the good that you have. And then it's just like, oh, well, okay, now you can't talk without feeling 3 gallons worth of, like, jello move around inside of your sinuses. Like, oh, gee, thanks. I guess I just won't talk. but like, I've scheduled this, so I have to talk. By the way, I planned on streaming yesterday, but I decided that yesterday was just gonna be a get stuff done kind of day. Like, this weekend, I cleaned and organized my bookshelf. I reorganized it for the first time in a while. It looks really good. I've had a piece of Metal Gear Rex missing for 2 pieces, actually, for like multiple weeks now. So, like, progress on Metal Gear Rex just came to a complete halt because I didn't feel like looking for it for a while. Yesterday I found those pieces. One was amongst the cable management, which is why that was gone for so long. And the reason why I didn't, like, find them immediately whenever I lost them, it was like a day that I was, like, running out the door and I accidentally launched both of them. They were just immediately right side by side each other. And, you know, you get a little bit of a guilty conscience whenever you have like these wonderful little Gundams waiting, calling your name. And I know Metal Gear Rex isn't a Gundam, but shut up. I consider it like the same genre. It's a hobby kit. I've got Epion's legs sitting next to me at all times. I've had his legs sitting next to me for literal months. Literal months, Epion's legs have been sitting next to me. I feel great shame. I shouldn't have let him down like that. But unfortunately, I just have. I have coffee with me. And I went like a different route. So like usually whenever I make my coffee. Is this not? Oh, my bad. I can control OBS with my controller, by the way. It really is weird. Whenever I have my coffee normally, like in the morning, I just drink it black. Because for one, I'm not trying to put on a whole lot of extra pounds. I've already got more pounds than I should. And then for two, like black coffee tastes just fine, to be honest with you. I need to put up the ink ribbons. Oh, we have so many more saves now. Oh, it feels so good to not have to worry about it. I don't think that I'm going to use all the saves. And I've got like multiple rounds of Magnum ammo. 2 full things that I can empty out. Oh, also, the YouTube chat on the side has just been working lately. It's a miracle. Do I have 2? I do. I have so much health stuff. I don't have to worry about any of this. I don't know how I put myself in this position. Now, unfortunately, the real truth is that I will be hurting and like having to figure out what to do about some crimson heads. Because didn't one like fall over but not die? Or did I get both? Did I really? Oh, wow. I didn't think that I did. I didn't think that I had the ammo for it. Maybe I got lucky both times? I don't see any bodies. Elevator. Elevator isn't working. It looks like you'll have to operate the switch on the right hand side. Okay. It appears to be the control panel for the elevator. Press the switch? Yeah. It doesn't seem to be getting any power. Okay, that makes sense. I don't even remember what we're doing in the lab. I don't have the key for this, do I? It's rusted shut. Oh, how do I get in there? I mean, I know what I have to do. And it's called go into this room back here. I'm a little hesitant to do so because I also know what this means for me. This section is why I didn't want to do this last time I streamed. Which I did plan on streaming both this. Oh, I hate them. I did plan on these are probably actually the only creative like creepy enemies. I mean, other than the zombies, but like zombies are a classic. And I'm pretty sure, do these guys respawn? I think they might. Which is crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I'm wasting my ammo. So if I go through here, I don't know if I can preemptively kill them or not. Which if I can't, I will scream and cry. Let's see. We'll see if they jump out immediately or not. Because I think they do. Oh no, am I good? Oh, really? Oh, no. That means like the first time I played this game, I was really stupid. Which, I mean, I guess shouldn't be too big a surprise. But it does not feel good knowing. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Hold on, I'm hanging. Insta-kill? It ripped my head straight out of the socket. Minifigure decapitated. Apparently he just had to yank on it a little bit. I was mashing all the buttons on my controller. Honestly, I have no idea if that even helps, but I was trying my best to get out. I've always felt like if you're mashing, you do get out sooner than if you're not. But I don't know if it's like a certain button that needs to be mashed. Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose. I come to these streams sounding like a sick person all the time. I just need like the weather to settle down. I'm gonna sound like this for a very long time, I think, because everything just started cooling down. And like, I like the cold weather. Unfortunately, the transition from hot weather to cold weather is a lot of pain for me. Because for whatever reason, at least this year in Texas, it has gotten colder multiple times. Hold on. Yeah, I know you. I'm not gonna let you yank my head off. And then there's you. Come on. Oh, okay. I thought for a second that it wasn't guaranteed. That I had just gotten crazy unlucky. But it is. What is my... I have four rounds left in the shotgun. This is worth it. These guys are such a massive pain that I have no issues doing this. Okay. Good. Dead. Somehow not. It means I have one more bullet. I'll be desperately trying to use the pistol to make this work out. Welcome, Jury. Morning, bruh. Good morning. Can you hear it? My sleep schedule has been completely ruined ever since karaoke. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Where's he at? Is that both? No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, he can crawl. Hold on. Just let me out. Just let me out. You've got the taser, so use the taser. Hold on. Just get into ASMR and maybe you can pass out. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not thinking about ASMR while the giant bugs are trying to murder me. I don't know if it's that simple. You know, there's a problem with ASMR. At least for me. And... oh my god. That problem is that for ASMR... you have to... I keep hitting start. You have to access the phone. And like the phone is like the enemy of sleep. If you look at the thing, I'm pretty sure for like every minute that you're... why didn't you auto aim? Oh, please. The game is so loud right now. Hold on. I'm gonna turn that thing down on your end. You get a little bit less ambient, but the screaming and the... hate these guys. Just die. Are they never ending? I think they might be never ending. Hold on. There's no power to the main elevator. Start it up. The system won't initialize. It appears to need some kind of fuel to get started. So then, like, you're sitting there queuing up your ASMR. So you're like, oh, I need this to sleep. But then the immediate urge to scroll is also there. And I don't know how to balance that, to be completely honest with you. Oh, they're just hopping between. He's too good at maneuvering. Go ahead, stand up. Stop, stop, stop! But maybe that's just a me problem for being too weak-willed to control my urge to immediately click on a different video. Or like get on Twitter or something. Okay. Maneuverability. Is there anything that I can do to get rid of these guys? I saw the fire and I was like, oh, it's over. Warning, fuel may explode if shaken or jarred. Nice. A refueling device for the power room. It's not working right now because there's no fuel. There's an empty capsule. Okay. I remember. So this is going to be a whole lot of fun. It's going to be kind of like ASMR, except if you don't go slowly, you literally explode. ASMR encourages tranquility and slowness. This does so similarly, just through the threat of violence. Where's the power room at? I can't remember which one it is. Should I even try? Should I just like die? Just for the sake of resources? I think I should. Hold on. Return to the title screen. We go for a reset. I wasted so much. There's no reason to try to force that. I'm going to die anyway because I'm going to get exploded with no health items. Fear can't kill you, but the lack of sleep can. Get the ASMR playlist going, and then I'll between you and Blue, I'll sleep well. Let me go to... I guess I have to... Oh, no, I have to grab the capsule first. So I'm still trying to figure out... I guess I'm lucky that I didn't spawn any crimson heads in this hallway. I was kind of begging for it. No, I was kind of proud of where... Oh! Oh, man! Stop, stop! I hate these. Gonna be the worst enemies in this game to deal with. Everybody else is so, like, normal, and then there's these guys. They don't even let you, like, click through this quickly. Which they're like, make sure you pay attention. If you run, you're going to explode, which I appreciate it. To an extent. It just kind of sucks that, I have to spend so much time. This really is not that bad of a walk. Somehow, it feels kind of okay. The enemies aren't spawning. Although I know, like, as soon as I get this fueled up, 27 zombies are going to spawn. And I'm going to be flailing trying to figure out how to get around that. Oh, I forgot that I left you alive. Hold on, we have to take the long way. It's really not so long. I think this was the room. Or was it up? No, it's no, that's the projector room. I don't think it's up. And so it's forward and right, maybe? It's only been like... How long's it been? Like a few days? I feel like I've forgotten like everything that this game has to offer. Not the best at memorizing this, apparently. I don't know the labs like the back of my hand. I know the what is... Oh, this is completely explored. I know the mansion so much better. Open it? Yes. It looks like a refueling device. Set the capsule in the place? Of course. There's nothing that I want more than highly flammable fuel. Main ingredients of this fuel appear to be a nitro compound. Running could result in a fatal explosion. I can't remember if it's immediate running or if you can run a little bit here and there. Okay. Maybe you hit a little bit of a, instead of a consistent run, we mash the little run, get an awkward jog going. You know, those are a lot more tiring to me than an actual full sprint. I think that's like level 2 aerobics or something. That's where you really get into the fat burn zone, because your heart's sitting at a consistent rate of just higher than what you're comfortable with it being at. And it looks uncomfortable, and that's because it is. Jill's getting like the craziest workout of her life in right now. It's very methodical. Because if you go too fast, you're just going to overexert yourself, and then maybe the explosion is more metaphorical. Did I just go in a circle? No, I didn't. Okay. Maybe the explosion is more metaphorical, where the explosion is pulling a hammy, or your heart exploding. If you ran hard enough, like, could your heart just explode? That's maybe a stupid question, but it's a real one. This isn't as bad as I remember. Yes? Oh. I thought it was stupid because, like, you'd have to already have, you know, something would have to be going on for your heart to explode, right? Or could you just, like, push so hard that, like, okay, I'm a relatively healthy 20-something. I assume it would go into cardiac arrest. Oh. Sorry, boss, he ran too hard and died. Oh. I'm just gonna run through. There's no reason to even waste the ammo on these guys. Make me go into cardiac arrest. I'm free to run now, though, which is great. Oh. Excuse you. Get through the animation so I can do the thing. You know, that's just like one of those horrible deaths where it's like, okay, he was doing something completely normal and got punished for it. Oh, hold on. I can't fit. Start it up. Oh, we're so good. Okay. Run around this way. Is there anything in here? No, there's not. There is something in the other... Oh, the battery! If I grab the battery, I can put the zombies into cardiac arrest and they stop following me. Is that over here? It is. It's worth it. Get me out of a pickle. One time. Hey, I don't know how to use these other MO discs. I thought it would just be in the same thing as the other MO disc, but then it just wouldn't let me use it. So I don't know if that's a me problem, if I need to revisit that or not. Oh, yes. Didn't even take any damage. 0 bullets used. That's a miracle. I worked a miracle. I don't know if I should go up immediately or if I should try to open this door over here. I kind of want to try to open the door. I want to say the computer room is like to the one to the right. I think to the right. And then I'll be good. You know, my first time going to round 1 karaoke, I remember because like round 1, and I had already been to round 1 multiple times before I had been to round 1 karaoke, so there's a reason like why my mind had expectations that it did. Oh, maybe I can slot it into here. Oh, sorry, I'm hitting the start button. But in my mind, round 1 was like, oh, we have all the imported Japanese machines, so you can play Taiko no Tatsujin, you can play all these other rhythm games or whatever. More recently, it was the dancing ones. And so in my head, I was like, oh, the karaoke is gonna be just like the ones that I see on Yakuza, which I know that's probably such a stupid mindset to have. Just being like, oh, it's gonna be just like my video game. But I genuinely thought so. Because, you know, Yakuza has the arcade experience. Yakuza has the like everything. Hold on, where's the door at? Am I stupid? I am. No, this isn't. This is the other one. Was it this one? But I expected it to have like the Japanese karaoke machine, and I expected to be able to like play some of the J-pop songs and whatnot and be able to sing to those. But then I looked through the list and it was like, you can sing Queen, Maroon 5, Lady Gaga, Billy Joel, and I was like, oh, this is just all the stuff that I would normally sing at karaoke. I expected something more for the round 1 karaoke. And the first time I went, it was with a group that didn't even want to like sing, so then it was like the worst experience of the worst karaoke experience, maybe, probably, because then you're just, whenever you're in that spot of just like nobody wants to sing at the karaoke, you're like, okay, I know that I was a little pushy for this and that I wanted to do the karaoke, and maybe you did. Was that my own shadow? I just got scared by my own shadow. You end up being put into the spot where it's like, okay, now I just have to sing until like anybody else is even willing to attempt to sing. And it feels so bad because then they're all just kind of staring at you. No, we've already watched this. What's missing in here? I don't even know where I'd grab. There's a standard karaoke machine, but round 1 is the worst, but the price is the cheapest in the US. Oh, really? Okay. So you have to actually seek out like a better karaoke machine. And I have not done like the rounds of karaoke. I've done the round 1s. I've not done the rounds of karaoke research of where like the best karaoke places are. Maybe that's a thing where you have to go to like a designated karaoke spot. I just assumed that round 1 had all the bases covered. And I don't remember it being that expensive, so I guess that makes sense. That it's just like, okay, here's the thing, you can do it if you want to, but we're not going to put any effort into this. I mean, go to Japan, go do a karaoke. There are rooms for $10 to $20 hour booths that are small, where you can pay $1 for 4 songs. So you pay the hour for the booth, but then you also have to pay for the songs? Why isn't it just like pay for the booth and then you're good? That feels kind of weird. Am I stupid? Where's this thing at? The computer, this is the computer room. So the MO disc is not going to be in here. You pay the hour for the room, the booth has per song pricing. Oh. Maybe we have it good here. That's so odd. Well, I guess like realistically, are you going to be like singing like that? And like $1 is not enough to like hurt, really. It's just kind of odd. Slipping my quarters into the karaoke machine, I guess. Trying to get a gotcha. Asia has the best karaoke experience. Yeah, like I bet the setup is undeniably like the best setup, but it feels so weird. That's why you slap $3 for 12 songs. That's true. That is a lot of songs. 12 is lasting you like at least 40 minutes. Especially whenever you're trying to find like the oh, did I do it? Now if you can just release the locks on the levers. I have the discs. I just need to find where the... It's an hour. Yeah. But the $12, that's covering like part of the cost, right? You might need a little bit more. Was my mind where my mind went? Where did I find this? John Ada. And I bet the list is probably solid of songs, because I imagine you probably have like all the above, because you for sure are still getting like the American pop songs. Where it's like, okay, I can sing all the old music that I want to, but then I also just get on top of that all the anime songs. Never had issues finding nearly any songs. Oh, it'd be like heaven. I'm gonna do karaoke while I'm there. There's just like no question in my mind. Now the question will be, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna call people out. The people that were anti-karaoke were just the IRL friend group. Korean, Japanese, English, and Chinese. Oh, Spanish sometimes? I didn't even know that you would be looking for the Spanish music. That's awesome. So there is no limitation. Your imagination is the limit. Typewriter item box. Lab. I had to go somewhere to put this thing in the thing. Like, there's no way, right? There's still something missing in here. So maybe it is in here? I just feel so stupid right now. Like, this should be the easiest thing ever. I just want to try to get rid of, like, what I have here before I go on. Because I don't... And maybe it is just, like, you activate the, MO discs further down. But I don't think so, right? Shouldn't you be able to activate them all at the same time? I'm honestly not sure. And I'm afraid because, like, if I don't get that door open, then I don't get the ending that I want to get, which is like the closest to true ending that you can get for Jill. Because, like, that door that opens for Chris. I think Chris is in there. And so if I don't get Chris out, I'm gonna lose it. No, it wasn't in there. I wish I could show. Oh, I forgot about you. I'm sorry. And then the booths too. And, you know, I have to reference the Yakuza experience and, like, the anime experience. Forgive me. We're going for the full weeb. I know so much about Japan. The booths look pretty comfortable, and, like, the round one booths aren't bad either. So the cheap ones, other than the fact that, like, everybody can kind of just stare at me. Hold on, we're gonna see. Huh? Is there, like, nothing down here? Hold on. What did I pick something up? Oh, I'm pushing? Never mind. I'm just incredibly stupid. Yeah, I'll pick it up. I need it. And then you climb through here. Do I climb through here? Where am I? Oh, I'm in the other room. My bad. Leave me alone. Die. Okay. Went so much better than I expected, to be honest. Did I grab everything out of the room? I did not. Okay. My loot skills are low. I don't even know. Oh no, they're just gonna endlessly spawn, aren't they? That's so annoying. Surely not, right? I know that they did this, at least like in the other room. But where is this trying to take me? Oh, wait. There's a whole bunch of paths that I can go. Where am I now? I'm back in the room. Is there any reason to do this? Okay. Does it all just go back to the same? Oh, well, this was pointless. There's still something else in here, I think. No, there's not. There's literally nothing in this room. What's the point? This door's rusted shut. Cool. I can climb through the vents. This is my little Mario warp pipe. Except instead of warping to anywhere interesting, I just warp into rooms that I've already been in. Exciting. I guess in that case, I don't even see like anything else to grab. Can I push anything? This room's kind of big for how much nothing there is in here. It needed all this room to fit the air in, I guess. While I was cleaning up my desk, I located a bunch of flavored liquors, which they're like 50% alcohol, so they are, you know, they kind of hit whenever you drink them, clear out the sinuses a little bit. But I tried the butterscotch one, and I'm completely sold on like butterscotch alcohol. I think that there's probably, if there's like a butterscotch based drink, I think it would be worth trying to find. I'm just gonna use the elevator. I give up. Chris, I'm not worried about him anymore. And you know what? I've already gotten the ending where everybody gets out alive on my own time. This just kind of increases my horizons. Maybe I need to understand what Lost feels like. Where's the elevator? It's just down the way. I'm gonna save, and then I'm just gonna go up the elevator. I have like 5 extra saves, so I'm not worried about it at all. This honestly... Oh, did I might have overestimated how much game is left, to be completely honest with you. Which if I did, I'm gonna go up this elevator, watch a cutscene, and do like a boss fight, and that's kind of it. So hopefully not. I'm debating whether I stream... Oh, hold on. Let me reload. I'm debating whether I stream Alien Isolation today or not. I was thinking of going for the double stream since I didn't stream yesterday, but I just don't know if that's too much or not, because I kind of like want to work on other things too, but I also want to start Isolation. But the thing with Alien Isolation is that since it's supposed to be like legit scary, I kind of want to stream it at night. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing where I wait like a few hours and then stream it, or if I just wait until like Tuesday and then stream it naturally whenever I get home from work in the evening. It kind of sets itself up to work either way. So maybe there is no big rush to. I think I grab this. I can't remember if this is actually the boss fight. But, I mean, I'll come loaded. I think grenades are probably the best health items realistically. They'll keep me safer than some herbs would. Oh, but it might be good to have just for the sake of poison. And then, like, I've already got 12 magnum shots. Nothing's withstanding 12 magnum shots. And then if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and then I can just, like, you know, go forward. Press the switch? Yes. Oh, no. I didn't overestimate.
Jill.
Barry.
You could have at least waited up for me, you know?
You didn't do that the last time for me, dude. Came back to the elevator, you were A-posing your way up to the top. You're in no position to ask for my sympathy. Oh, they did the correct timed elevators before anybody else did. Sometimes loading screens were just faster, if I'm being honest. Is there a wall there? It just doesn't look like it. Here we are. Never mind. I did not overestimate. I'm just stupid. Wesker.
Wesker!
Thank you, Barry.
Huh?
What do you know?
Oh, don't
Traitor.
for everything. I hear that his better half and 2 lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
Tell him.
Well, you shouldn't worry too much, dear. You'll be free of all this anyway.
Wesker, you're really
Why
dumb, you know
eliminate
that?
stars?
Believe it or not, that's Umbrella's intention.
You're just a slave of Umbrella.
Smart girl.
How I
But
feel
think
walking
you
outside in the rain.
The things you mention are nothing. I'll burn all of them along with this entire laboratory. Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
All you sheeple, slaves of Umbrella.
Barry.
I'm wearing
You
raincoat.
gotta love Barry. He must really be afraid of Umbrella.
You and Umbrella took his family, you bastard. Oh,
Oh,
Umbrella? Well, I used some carrots and sticks to cow him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella.
I mean,
I just used Barry for my personal interests.
thank you for being honest
Both
with
you
me,
and Barry
Wesker.
seemed to think I was following Umbrella's orders.
what? What are you planning?
I guess it's time for show and tell.
Oh, the class bunny? Were classroom pets like actually a real thing? I can't imagine having like a classroom pet in like 3rd grade and then the teacher's just like, okay, now the class has to take care of it. I'm pretty sure that whatever fish or rabbit or gerbil would die pretty quick. Now maybe they take a little bit of control over the teacher, that is. Takes a little bit of control of taking care of the classroom pet as well. But it just sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
For the sake of this thing.
You know, I hate goodbyes.
Yes! Barry, my hero.
Forgive me.
No, you're not to blame.
I
It's Umbrella and Wesker.
do.
Even if it meant my family, I couldn't bear turning my back on my friends again. Shit!
Oh, that's awkward. Tyrant is free. The classroom pet. He wants out. I mean, can you blame him? He's been in captivity for so
Damn
long.
it!
Jill and Barry together. In hell.
Kissing? We had a bear that we would take home with us and then write about. Oh, like a teddy bear? I was like, what do you mean a
Premature.
bear? I was trying to figure out if you were just like typoing like a... The only animal that I could think of with a B was bunny, but then like, there's no way that you're taking a bunny home.
You viral cultured freak.
No classroom pets. Oh, it's tragic. Well, oh, hold on. Do I just leave? No, you don't. Okay, okay. He's huge. He's caked up too. Look how tall he is. He's like 2 Jills tall. Not start. Hold on. Oh, good. Well, he didn't last long. Thankfully.
Barry. Barry.
I think in like 3rd grade, my teacher had like a mantle of like a whole bunch of stuffed animals just stacked around.
Careless of me.
And at the end of the year, she just gave all of them to the various students. So I remember leaving that classroom on like the last day with just like this stuffed little dog. Welcome, Ginja. We just killed Tyrant. Oh, there's nothing here. Okay, that's fine. Thankfully, oh, my controller died. Hold on. This is embarrassing. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're back. It's awkward using... Sometimes I miss... Huh? How do I leave? Do I have to mess with the computers? Am I stupid? Sometimes I miss the days of having like batteries in the controllers instead of like having like just the chargeable ones. And I got a PS5 controller, which I really do like the PS5 controller. It's just that so frequently I end up having to plug this thing in, and to be honest with you, the wire at my desk is not long enough to comfortably do this. So imagine my posture right now trying to make this thing work out, where instead of just sitting straight up, it looks like it does so automatically in case of emergency. That's great, but how do I unlock it? The emergency is over. The terminal looks like it's used to monitor the status. It's definitely one of the creepiest things you've ever seen. You can say that again. Do I just like contain a number of creatures too hideous to describe? Who could possibly be capable of creating such monstrosities? So that now, like, the hands are out, the back is leaning back, and then I've found like the ideal position to work with here, thankfully. Where even was his capsule? We ran in and he was just like up at the front, right? You'd think that it would be... Oh, it is just at the back. Sorry, all the computers look the same. You kind of have to use some common sense, which apparently I just completely lack. So I apologize for that. But you know, that's okay.
Wesker must have set it off. Let's hurry.
Oh, okay. I kind of welcome Ada, Resident Evil. So true. You won't believe what this is. I think that... Yeah, okay. Because I forgot where the thing was. Chris is dead. Chris is getting blowed up this time. My bad, Chris. I'm pretty sure anyway. Like, now it's all about just running away. Which, I mean, come on. Even while it's self-destructing. I need to get my save in. You know, things are going bad whenever they remove the save room music too. We're gonna put this up in favor of having more health and like grenade ammo and stuff that's actually like meaningful. Rest in peace, Chris. We'll miss him. I have so much Magnum. Where did I put my inkwells? This was like what it felt like trying to find my Metal Gear Rex pieces too. Save your progress, yes. Can you imagine if it was like a strict timed thing? And like just by doing this, I'd nearly run down the entire time. It would be like the only situation where you could die in your safe room. Okay, that's a little bit more mixed in with things. Maybe I can just carry around the handgun. No, we'll take not the crank. We'll take this and this. Imagine saving seconds before the kaboom, the soft lock. And just like, I know for a fact that if this were like Code Veronica, that it would be possible for that to happen. The soft lock would be so painful. I wonder if you can soft lock yourself in this game. Because it seems like, I imagine like for that to happen, you have to, you'd have to just like mess up with resource management super bad. Oh my god, Code Veronica can be pretty bad like that. I love it despite that though. Yeah, I played it for the first time like last year. And thankfully I had already kind of known about the soft lock, because I probably would have soft locked myself leaving something, because you can leave the items in like those boxes all around the prison, right? And then if you don't, is this actually just like I could go and try to save Chris. I'm kind of, you know, Chris can die. Chris can die. I don't have the Chris is dead ending on my list of endings yet. So, sorry. Maybe I should have saved further up. But it's an interesting game. It's definitely not my favorite, but I remember a lot of Code Veronica. I don't think it's ever one that I'm going to be like, huh? There's no need to go back. Oh, did I go backwards? Oh, it teleported me to the front. That's awkward. The little cutscenes and stuff. I don't think it'll ever be one that I go out of my way to revisit, is like my view of Code Veronica. Oh, yes, it is like the end of the game. I can't carry anymore, though. I don't need it. I just don't.
This is Brad. I'm running out of fuel. If there's anyone alive, contact me now or just give me a sign. I repeat, this is your last chance.
Thank you, Brad. Sticking around so long. Replaying it is kind of a miserable experience when you know what to do. Is it that bad? At least like some of the... This is... Why would they do this? So you can't go in like loaded out of your mind. I mean, I guess I just use one of these and then we go for it. If the jank could be polished out, it would be so much better. The enemies, some monsters and villains are all top tier. That's true. The environments were like pretty impressive for me. I still remember some of the like rooms, which is the main like, oh, it was actually kind of sick for me. Because the environment has such a unique vibe. It hits like the gothic area, like the gothic vibes, but like different than 1 does. And then, you know, it's like the introduction to Wesker in his like Resident Evil 5 state, basically, where he's like the over-the-top supervillain. Here's the timer. 3 minutes. It felt so weird going from like 1 to Code Veronica to 5. Just his progression. Will you take the signal rockets? Yes. Is this like can I just use this? Oh yeah, that is. I've forgotten like what the end boss fight for this was like. And then we just get our good friend Tyrant. Oh no, good friend Barry. How does he get here? Oh, that answers. Sorry, Barry. Oh, oops. Well, I've been saving this like the whole... Oh my god! The whole game. He is so strong. Is this a 2-hit? Oops, I keep hitting start. Oh yeah. He's 2-hit. I just need to like keep moving. The fact that he came at me like that from off screen. he's menacing. You have to give it that. Oh no, I was not keeping count of my bullets. This is gonna take me 2 tries from like pure stupidity alone. We're already... Oh no, we're okay.
Use it. Kill
I will.
it, whatever it is.
Leave me alone, leave me alone. Okay. The rocket launcher, yes. Maybe it would like be impressive to lose right now. Completely stops moving at all to get hit by that. Didn't the remake fix some things? Are you talking about the OG or Resident Evil 1, what we're playing here? I mean, the dialogue is completely different. And then like the I'm pretty sure the mansion has more going on in the remake than it does. Surprised he didn't swat the first rocket. Yeah, I remember him like... I love it.
Your wife?
I remember struggling more the first time I played.
Even today, my eldest daughter.
I'm gonna be honest, I have not played the OG Resident Evil 1. I need to at some point, but I've always just played a remake.
He's alive. I just know.
The dialogue is hilarious though. I'll send some clips of the OG dialogue. Maybe I should have spent some time trying to save Chris. Now I've beaten the game and it's only been like an hour-long stream. Oh, it's awkward timing. The OG dialogue is definitely gold. It is. It makes me want to play it. But then it's like, I like Remake so much that I just like end up playing Remake again instead. Because even though like it's going to have like charm, undeniable charm from the old, like from, you know, how old it is, it's just like I like this one. This one's super charming too, just like in a different way. Watching your friend play this, he missed out on the final boss completely. It was funny and also, wait, what? How do you miss out on the final boss? How is that possible? Imagine a pleasant surprise when you sat down for dinner and put on some YouTube to find a wild jube. I'm done eating now. What'd you eat? I'm glad that I could be the dinner YouTube video. That's a genuine honor that you have to earn. I think it's either too low difficulty or letting everyone die. Can't remember which. Oh, that's interesting. Especially if it's the letting everybody die part, because then you have to like pasta bolognese, fancy. Letting everyone die, I feel like you almost have to go out of your way to let that happen. Well, I guess you kind of purposefully choose to let Barry die. I want to make some pasta again. It's been so long. I mean, that's kind of I'm talking about like not mid pasta. Like where it's just like, oh, I made meat sauce and threw it on elbows. The classic like
Jill, you did a fine job.
Oh, thank you. What are the different audio cues for this? He said that I did fine. Not gonna lie, game's so hard. I don't know how young kids complete the game. They were built different back in the day. Yeah, kinda. Except like also whenever I was playing on like any game on like GameCube days as like a 6-year-old, I just didn't complete games. Like I don't think I completed Super Monkey Ball 2 until like years after I initially played it as a kid. But some kids just kind of get good at games, especially if it's all you have. Now play with features from the prototype version. Real survival mode unlocked. Item boxes are no longer connected, meaning that items can only be taken from the box where they were stored. Also, weapon aiming is manual. Experience these prototype-only features unavailable in the original Resident Evil gameplay. This sounds like hell. If I recall correctly, you were like 12 when this came out. It was great. Oh, how did 12-year-old you fare? I think 12-year-old me would be too stupid to beat this. At least like in any reasonable time frame. I think I would have gotten there eventually on easy mode. Because I was not afraid of playing on easy. Or like when they made them too hard so you couldn't rent and just beat them real quick. Games were harder, like purposefully. You got a closet key. You can, now a new costume has been unlocked. You can change in the dressing room. This is fun. I mean, I guess I'll set more cleared data. I've done 2 complete playthroughs of this game already. Oh, this is gnarly. The main menu screen changed. It was good. Your dad helped with some of the puzzles, obviously, but it was a fun time. Oh, yeah, the old, like, please help me out. Interesting. So, like, I had clear data. So why didn't my main menu look like this whenever I opened the game up initially? Gallery. Oh, these are just the movies? I thought it would be more, to be honest. Ending Jill 1, ending Chris 1, ending Jill 3. So we just got Jill 3. Jill 1 is talking to Chris, right? I remember on the original Xbox, there was a game called, like, Cameo, and some of the boss fights in that game were too hard. And, like, my dad worked the night shift, so he was not usually going to be the one that could help us, so we'd have to go to our mom and be like, hey, Mom, I know that you don't play video games, but can you please help us figure out how to beat this boss fight? And she would sit down and grind out the boss fight. Which felt like a heroic moment back then. Me and my brother and my dad used to sit for hours and play games, real games and Dino Crisis. Resi games and Dino Crisis were some of the more fun times. Oh, that's wonderful. I want to play Dino Crisis. I haven't had the chance to yet. I mean, I guess it is just like, oh, emulate it and then you can play it. But I've heard a lot about the game, but I know so little about the game kind of thing. There's a lot of the classic, like, horror games that I just haven't gotten to yet. With Dino Crisis being one. I haven't played the Silent Hill games yet. All the, like, big standard horror games, for the most part, I just have not played. Which feels a little goofy. I kind of want to... Can I look at the different outfits in here? Oh, this is awesome. So whenever you're setting up another run, it's not the goofy, would you like to take a hike or would you like to climb a mountain? It's just very easy, normal, and hard. And hard is like difficult to imagine. Classic Resi, but with dinos, what's not to love? That's true. 12-year-old me would have been enjoying that like nobody else. There's something about dinosaurs where every child is going to immediately clamor for it. For horror, you also recommend Fatal Frame. I've seen Fatal Frame. Those games look cool. And I know you're just kind of like, aren't you literally just walking around like taking pictures? They look so oddly fun though. The old Silent Hill games too. You and your brother definitely should not have been playing those games. You know, you kind of sneak them in. I remember, like, whenever I was a kid, my mom did not know, and, you know, this is super tame, but she really did not know games. She was just, like, trying to hold the, if it's M for mature, and it's not called Halo, you can't play it kind of stance was basically where we were at. Because we had received express, like, extra permission from my dad that we were allowed to play Halo, and it almost felt like we were encouraged to play Halo. I don't know why Halo was, like, the one thing where he was like, okay, this is sick, you need to play this, to, like, 6-year-old me. But, I mean, I agree, it was sick, and I played a whole lot of Halo. But for, like, years... Like, I was playing Oblivion, apparently without my parents' knowledge. And I remember, like, as a 12-year-old, coming home with a freshly bought copy of Skyrim from Best Buy in my hands. In the back seat of the car, on my way back from the Best Buy, my mom says, oh, by the way, you can't play that until you're 13. And 12-year-old me was devastated. I had just spent like $60 on a game that I couldn't play for another year. So I remember like hitting 13 and finally like busting that game out. And on the way home, I was like, what do you mean? I've been playing Oblivion for like a long time already. And she was like, well, I didn't know. And I was like, oh, I've turned out fine so far, so why can't I play Skyrim? So glad your dad was a gamer. We got all the latest consoles and we're allowed to play whatever games. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, my dad played games. He still does. So that's why we were able to play Halo. But I really don't know why he didn't allow us to play some of the other games. Because, like, and maybe it's just because he didn't know. Elder Scrolls is so tame. The only thing that I saw in like Elder Scrolls or in Oblivion that I didn't see in like Halo was, you know, in the Oblivion gates there were some heads hanging on some pikes, but they look like potatoes, so it looks more like a kebab than anything. It's just tragic. And then I think what caused it is that whenever I was 12 or before, I can't remember, I was playing Assassin's Creed 2, and my mom walked into my room and she saw like I was in the middle of a fight. I was killing a whole bunch of Italian guards and she was not pleased. I think she walked in, she made a face, and then she like walked out. And then not long after is whenever the Skyrim incident occurred. And from then on it was like, okay, no Assassin's Creed, no Elder Scrolls until you're 13. And I was a good kid, so I was following the rules then. If I were like anybody else, I mean, realistically, I should have just played Skyrim anyway. But I was like, okay, I've been told not to play Skyrim, so I'm gonna hold off on playing Skyrim. It was a lot of restraint though. I don't know. Maybe it was a lesson on restraint, but that didn't really work out too well because now I look at my phone too much. But Halo was like the constant back and forth for me. Honestly, you think your dad was just realized you were smart enough to separate fiction from reality, so let us play anything? Yeah. I mean, he trusted you, which is great. Which is odd too, because I feel like my parents trusted me too, but maybe they were just like, well, we trust you, but your 12-year-old brain is still too mushy. Or maybe my mom was just uncomfortable with all the literal murder in the game. Which, I mean, fair enough, I guess. I don't fault her for it. Especially since, you know, we're like more than a couple of years removed at this point. But I definitely don't think that playing Skyrim would have hurt me any more than like Halo. And you know, I would understand because we tried to keep things relatively PG, so I completely understand like the not letting me play GTA. I'm fine for that, you know, like that's a little bit heavier. I feel like because your cousins and you are the first set of kids, there wasn't any barring on violence. That's so weird. It largely had cool games and stuff, and then there's Mortal Kombat. I feel like and maybe this is just like ignorance, but whenever you're like completely like the oldest one, I feel like maybe it goes either two directions where it's one or the other, not in the middle, because they're still figuring out what the heck to do with those children. But I would honestly expect like well, we can't let you do this, the complete like shutdown of everything fun, because they're like, oh, this kid's gonna kill themselves. Also, I think the fact that your dad wanted to watch the games helped too. That's a big one, yeah. Because I remember like we played Halo 1 with our dad a whole lot as a kid. And then eventually we're like, Dad, play Halo Reach with us. And he was like, no. And eventually, excuse me, like the family gaming kind of slowed down a whole lot. Because what did he even play for a while? I think he played like exclusively Halo Wars and then like Call of Duty for a long time. COD Zombies. The violence is goofy enough where you don't really think much of it. You were about 5 to 7. 5 to 7-year-old me, I was playing a Mortal Kombat before the Skyrim incident. What were my parents doing? Because yeah, the violence there is so like over the top. And that was before like the new ones. Like the new ones are kind of legit gnarly. But the old ones I feel like were in good fun. What's up with that? I wish I knew. To be honest. Like the loadout of games was like, okay, we'll play some SpongeBob SquarePants, Lights Camera Pants. We'll play some Jet Set Radio. Oh, and then we have friends over. Let's go ahead and play the Mortal Kombat. And then I say, oh, Mom, can I play Skyrim? And she says, no, you may not play Skyrim. That's a step too far. I think the last time we all gamed together was the Wii era. We were grown by that point, so family game nights took a backseat. Yeah, yeah. It's way harder to get that stuff going. It's great that you were able to get something going while you were in the adult era. Maybe your mom was a secret Mortal Kombat fan. Well, I just kind of doubt it a little bit. But who knows? Anything is possible. I feel like I'm trying to think on like what I could even get my I played. Oh, actually, I had a game night with my dad and my brothers like a couple of years ago. We talked him into playing Halo Infinite with us, and that was actually like a pretty solid like session. And then we never played it again. And that was the last time that I was able to play with my dad. And he still plays games. It's just that his games and my games are so different because like he plays like Warzone. Basically, he plays Warzone and Rocket League, and those are like his games. And I have like zero interest in either of them, and he has zero interest in downloading like Apex or Halo. So then we just kind of end up not playing anything. Maybe eventually there'll be like overlap again to where we can have the family game night again. But honestly, it's kind of just fine to save those for like the board game nights anyways. Like a couple of times a year we do like the board games. Whenever family comes and visits from like across the country or whatever, we're like, okay, we have a thing going on where like once my uncle or my grandpa come over, we play Risk, which is, not the most exciting game ever, but it can get pretty heated, to be honest. You and your brother still get together for games sometimes. It's nice. Yeah, I play with my my older brother quite a bit. Not like super often, but every now and then. He's actually on a Monster Hunter arc right now, which is incredible because that means that we actually have something to play together. For a while we had like Apex to play together, and then we had like Halo to play together, but then we like both fell off of those, and then he got into Monster Hunter, so we can actually have a bit of a shared session every now and then. It's actually really nice. If family visits these days, it tends to be Mario Kart. That's a good one though. Even still with like friends and whatnot, it's a good way to get like overly heated about literally nothing. I went to a friend's house recently, and I don't get to see him too often because he's like multiple hours away. And we whipped out the Switch, and on the Nintendo Online thing, they have the online Nintendo 64 thing set up now, and they have Mario Party 2 on that. And Mario Party 2, before my time, to be clear, but I had it. It was the only Mario Party that I ever owned. So it was like super nostalgic, and I got them on that, and that was so much fun revisiting that. The mini games in that are so stupid, and then like the character models, like they have a game called like Shell Shocked, and like it's just the characters' faces attached to tanks. It's so funny. And then we were sitting there like griefing each other's coins and stars and stuff. Super nostalgic. I wonder what some decent family board games for a largely adult audience. We can't beat Candy Landing, I don't know if which one is Candy? Hold on, I'm gonna Google. Candy Landing. Candyland? Oh, I forgot about this game, to be honest with you. No, I guess that's fair. There's always Monopoly. Why would you even suggest that? I mean, you can like fold back onto the standard card games too. I know card games more than I know board games, is like my problem. I want to be a board game guy, but I don't have the money to be a board game guy yet. And then also, to be a board game guy, you have to also have friends that are willing to frequent board game nights, or family that's willing to frequent board game nights, but there's supposed to be some good ones. The difficulty with being like a board game person is that, one, you have to have like a decent variety of the games, which no problem. Obviously, you accrue that over time. But then the second problem is that nobody knows how to play board games. So like going back on like the standard, like, oh, we'll just play Scrabble. That's super easy because like everybody knows how to play Scrabble. We'll play Risk. Most everybody knows how to play Risk. Most everybody knows how to play Monopoly. But the second you're like, okay, and you know, this is not even a deep cut. The second you say like, okay, let's play like Axis and Allies, it's like now I have to think about the economics of my country and stuff. It's a little too much. There's a Fallout tabletop board game thing that you've been wanting to look into. Oh, some of the licensed ones are supposed to actually be pretty fun. I know that there's I believe there's a Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne board game. I'm pretty sure I saw, which that would be interesting. I've heard really good things about the Dune board game. I was trying to talk my brother into buying that, but he was like, realistically, for one, he would have to find a bunch of people willing to play that, and I was like, I'm right here, I'll play with you, but you know, it's like more than one person. And then like two, it would probably only get played the one time, and that's part of the problem with the board games too, is like you're probably not going to play that too super often. Oh, the online like board game experience really isn't that bad either. Because what's the one Code Names? That game is pretty fun online. I remember playing that like decently often with a whole bunch of friends. SMT board game would go hard. I agree. I just can't even imagine what it would play like though. Is like where my brain is at with it. But there's so many like neat little licensed games that maybe would be easier to get people into. But like for sure the default is just go back to like Risk and Monopoly, like all those. Chess. Oh, I made the mistake of playing chess with my brother. My brother is a very very slow thinker. Or jury, hear me out. Get them on a hot seat game of Civilization. That's like a solid 6 hours right there. That's an adult board game. But I made the mistake of playing chess with my older brother. And, you know, even, you know, you first move. I do the same opening every time. You take the pawn in front of the king and then stick him out. Pawn in front of the queen, stick him out. Pull out the 2 horses to protect those pawns. But you know, we go to start the game. I believe I was white, so I throw out the pawn in front of the king, and he's just kind of sitting there looking at it and like, continues to look. And then like at that like moment, I remember who I'm playing against. Because my brother, I think that I overthink things. But he overthinks things to a level that should not be possible. He's frying his brain over the very first move of this game. It like literally he could like just mirror me if he wanted. We're at the point of the game where it doesn't even matter. And like by the time that we're far enough in, he's planning for 50 moves. Yeah, he's Hikaru. A 4-hour chess game, let's go, basically. And I remember like walking away from that chessboard at the end of the game and being like, I'm never playing with you again. And that was recently, because like I had like a little bit of an itch to play chess. This was before I got into mahjong, with like Jury and Koi and everybody. I was having like a chess itch, and I was like, okay, I'll make the chess.com, I'll play some chess with my family because that's fun. And we pull out the chessboard, and then like immediately from move 1, it's like, oh, I just don't know what I want to do. And you know, I've realized like and I've started to change like how I interact with things, because I don't want to be like him. The fact that like you go anywhere and it's like, okay, now there's this giant decision, and the indecisiveness puts it on hold for so long. I am that guy too, but I'm trying to improve it. And like, I'm not that guy with games though, to be clear. Get a turn clock or an egg timer. Yeah, we for sure should have. And if we weren't already just like in the middle of the game, I definitely would have set up a timer of some kind. And whenever I played Civ with him recently, I was like, okay, if my brother is playing in this game, I'm requiring a timer. And so I used like the dynamic timer, and he was maxing that thing out every single turn. I was playing with like him and a few other friends. It was like a 6-person game of Civ, and he was, for the most part, like always the last one to hit next turn. It's pretty bad. Relatable, to be honest. That's the thing where like it for sure is, and I think in its own way it's kind of endearing after the fact. It's just that in the moment it's like, please just choose a flavor of donut. Please just hit next turn. Please just move your bishop. Take my guy. I didn't plan for this. You can just have it. And wanting things to move forward even a little bit so I can stop just staring forward into the void. It's a painful thing. This is that, bro. Yes, this is that one. Please just choose a flavor of coffee. And like, I think like he is he's getting better. He's getting like, I think that recently it started to get a little bit better. But maybe that's just because he's been to some of the places that I've been going to lately, so he kind of already knows what he wants. But like the back and forth with him is bad. It's bad. Gotta learn to make a good decision and not always look for the best one. Yeah, definitely. Easier said than done, though. That's true. Sometimes the choice paralysis is real, and then you think like, okay, this one's the good decision, but then you get like the buyer's remorse so bad because you're like, this kind of sucks. And you're like, I really should have just gone for the cocoa. As someone who's met Joe Bob's bro, it's pain at restaurants. The choice paralysis is so real on the guy. It is. He'll sit there and read and read and read, even if it's at like a basic. And to tell a story here, we went to a gas station. The gas station had, they have drinks at the gas station. There's like a little drink kiosk. It's a solid choice of drinks from this gas station. But you know, it's a gas station. It should not take that long. But he did spend like the time going back and forth between all the menus on this little thing on the kiosk. And it's like, oh, please, we're standing somewhere. They're selling like bags of chips and you can ask for $20 on number 4. You really, this not gourmet. They're going to be solid, but it's going to be like a pretty similar experience between these drinks. The kind of person you just order on their behalf. Yeah, he kind of needed it. And after like going out and doing stuff with him so much, it's just like I can't be like him. Nice guy, and you'll happily wait, no problem. Yeah, I mean, it's complete. And I don't think like anybody is ever actually truly upset with him. It's just like you stand and watch in awe kind of thing of like, how are we still here? Unless you're in a genuine rush. In which case you're like, please hurry up, we have to go. But you watch like in awe as he goes like back and forth and figuring his stuff out. It's really kind of funny. He copies people's order, he gets major buyer's remorse. That too. Because then he's like, okay, I just copied what you were getting to just kind of like get the same experience. And then he goes and like, but I was looking at this other thing and like, this really isn't sitting well on my stomach. And it's like, nobody else here knows what your stomach is like. You're the problem, well, because then you're like encouraging him to like choose his own thing. But then the second he's left to choose his own thing, that means you're stuck in the cycle. But if you try to get him out of the cycle, then he doesn't like what you've chosen. Or if he decides to go out of the cycle himself because he can't choose, then he realizes, oh, I should have just gone with the thing that I was looking at instead. And it's like, yeah, just like choose the one that calls to you, please. And then we don't even have to go through this. And then you both end up with like a ridiculous amount of like food. And like he doesn't even like really like his. It's an impressive thing. I wouldn't say he's a picky eater, because I don't think that that's right, but he's definitely not. I'm going to call him a non-open eater is what I'll call him. Where he'll eat the thing, but he'll let you know, like, I think this is kind of like not that good, or like I think this isn't my favorite. His favorite term is it's not my favorite. I wonder if it's a trauma thing of the past, like he bought something so fast, but then was bedridden for 2 days or something, so now he's taking time off. Well, if that's true, he's been taking time off for like 24 years, because he's been like the same way. Maybe he ordered too fast whenever he was a baby. He saw something that he thought he wanted, he pointed at it and went cuckoo gaga, and then shoved it in his mouth, and then realized, oh, maybe I should sit back and think about what I'm doing for a minute. And then that experience morphed him into who he was today. But I don't think it was anything recently, because as far as I can remember, he's always been kind of hesitant. And like, you know, I like to blame some of my traits on him, because, you know, they say whenever you're a kid, you look up to those around you, right? And this ends up like affecting who you are as a person. So like, I'm scared of heights and roller coasters. I'm almost convinced because he was scared of heights and roller coasters. Because I remember going to like a Rangers game and us going up to like the top of the stands, and this guy starts bawling. I wasn't scared at all then. But then like after that, like maybe like a year later, we go to like a Stars game. We're at like the top of the stands, because, you know, that's where like the cheap seats are. And like I'm starting to feel things. They're like, please rise for the national anthem. Oh, say. And then like the second you stand up, you get like the vertigo, you whip back, and you're like, oh, I don't think I can do this. And so I think like any hesitancy, I think I got it from him. And so now I'm just trying to figure out how to get his habits out of me. And, you know, it's like a thing too with spiders for me, which he's a freak. Or went left when he should have gone right. True, literal like directions. Although, like, I think you can kind of see it in games where like both of us are like the go and fill out the entire map for literally no reason kind of people. But whenever I was like 11 or 12 or something, my dad was putting together one of those pop-up pools. I remember and I mean, this is crazy too, because, you know, we can't really consent to the money leaving our accounts. But whenever we were kids, my mom and dad set me and my brothers up a savings account, and every 2 weeks, that was the pay period, we would get our allowances. It was $5 per person every 2 weeks, and on rotation every 2 weeks, like he would get $5 in his savings 2 weeks. I would get $5. For once, I'm actually kind of glad your joke didn't land. What was the joke? Or went left when he should have gone right. Or went left when he should have gone right. I can't imagine what the joke should be. What about left or right? I mean, he writes with his left hand, although you don't know that. Maybe he should have gone right, though, to not be a freak. But my dad comes to us. I'm probably like 10. He's probably like 12, and my little brother's probably like 8. And he's like, hey, so we could get this pool, but if we do get this pool, it's going to come out of your savings. Are y'all cool with that? And of course, like 8, 10, and 12-year-old us is like, absolutely. this sounds like the greatest deal of our lives. We don't even have to pay for it out of our allowance. And so probably just like, I don't know how much a pop-up pool is, but a whole lot of money probably came out of our savings accounts just for like a pool. And I think it was worth it now. I just think that it was really funny that he made sure to ask us first, as like the little children that can't even like relatively understand what money is, whether we wanted to use our savings money to buy a pool or not. Anyway, he was putting that pool together, and he gets bit by a black widow. And I remember we didn't know what, we knew that he had gotten bit. We didn't know by what yet. And so he came inside feeling like trash, and he was laying there, and he was getting like more and more like lethargic. And my mom ended up having to actually like take him to the hospital that night. And I remember being like super stressed about that. And it was like, okay, spiders freak me out. And like, it's not like a complete phobia for me, but whenever I see one, I do get like the I do get like the fight or flight response, and I do try to kill like spiders as quick as possible, because like it tried to kill my dad as quick as possible, so I'm not really a fan. But my brother, he kind of is, he dubbed Joe Bro. We can call him Joe Bro. Yeah, we can call him Joe Bro. I don't know what, because I'm a middle child, so there's one below me and there's one ahead of me. I can see if they're venomous ones, why you'd be afraid. We don't really have those around here. Yeah, and I have not seen a Black Widow since. It just kind of showed up, nearly killed my dad, and then went away. But my older brother, he took it in stride, and he's like a freak. He sees these spiders around, and he like shoves his face like in their face, and he's like, oh, look at it. And like, I remember like a day where I was kind of like freaking out, and he's sitting there with like his face in front of like a jumping spider, and he's like rubbing his finger along its back, and it's like, what are you doing? He's so weird about them. And maybe I'm the weird one about them, but he's like weird in the like, why do you feel the need to even touch it? Like, I could respect it to an extent if you weren't like playing it up so heavily. Like, you know, it's one thing to sit there and like stare and admire, but to be up in on it and like, oh, like playing it up to where like, oh, look, we're like best buddies. That's nearly psychotic to me. I feel like that's like some Edgar Allan Poe behavior. And so like he's doing all that, and I'm like desperately trying to get something to kill it with. And I think like you know, he ends up losing in the house there, because obviously my dad is not the biggest fan of spiders anymore either. So you have two people that are going to lean on the side of caution versus the freak that just really wants to be best friends forever with the spider. It's so interesting how we could have similar upbringings but vastly different results. That's one way to put it. But, you know, it's like certain things where it's like we get the similarities where it all just kind of wraps together, and we're basically like the same person in this way. Like, I think like me and my older brother, we have like basically not the same sense of humor, but it's very similar senses of humor. We have like a shared brain of like just playing this really stupid role whenever we're together. Maybe his decision making is so delayed he can't decide if it was dangerous. Yeah, he looked at it and was like, well, do I kill it or do I pet it or do I kill it? And then he pet it, and he decided that he didn't have buyer's remorse, so he knew that that was the correct answer for him. It's kind of like the coin flip strategy, where you like you take a coin, you're like, okay, do I want Chick-fil-A sauce or do I want sweet and sour sauce for my chicken nuggets? You flip the coin, you're like, sweet and sour sauce is tails. It lands on tails. All of a sudden you're like, but that just, you feel it in your heart. And I had somebody call me out for it. I didn't think that anybody would ever call me out for the coin flip strategy, because I thought that this was like something. Biter's remorse is good. I thought this was something that that everybody like was familiar with, or maybe has done at some point in their life, where I was going to buy a shirt from someone. It was between like this Urusei Yatsura shirt or like this Evangelion shirt. And he just had them like laying out. And I was like, okay, I can't decide which one of these that I want. The Yatsura shirt is going to be heads. Evangelion, that'll be tails. And so I flipped this coin, digital coin on the phone. Less dramatic, I know, but that's what I did. It lands on tails, and I'm like, but now I have the feeling that I want the other shirt more. And he was like, no. He told me, what do you mean that's BS? And I was like, oh, you can't shut me down like that. I'm buying one of these either way from you. So this is like my purchase, but the call out made me feel so bad. Like, he's right. I decided to leave this up to chance. And then whenever it got the thing that I didn't want, I just decided to go for the other thing. And so then I ended up with the Yatsura shirt. And I really do like that shirt. And I'm kind of glad that I went for it. Like, maybe you should just listen to what the world is telling you to do sometimes, instead of completely ignoring it. And you know, that's my flavor of indecisiveness, is to cure my indecisiveness. I've just ended up leaving a lot of choices in my life up to pure chance. And so I let chance tell me what to do sometimes. We're really good friends. Whenever I'm like, okay, do I do this or that? You try to focus on like which one sounds worse, and then you do the one that sounds better, or you can't decide, so you flip the coin. That's a fair strategy. Like, if you're disappointed with the coin flip, then deep down you know what you wanted. That's the idea. It's so good. It's like such a perfect thing, because all of a sudden you flip the coin, you get the one that like you didn't know that you didn't really want, because you feel it like in your soul of like, wait, this hesitance, that's there for a reason. My heart wants the chocolate instead of the red velvet. If you have two options, always flip a coin. Your reaction to the outcome will tell. Yes. It's like a super easy thing. And I don't know if this is like just something that everybody comes to on their own, or if it's something where like you have to see it once first. But I feel like it's something that I kind of just came to, and then it's like an accepted concept everywhere, because it just kind of makes sense. That was like my first interaction where I've had someone say, no, you can't do that. I was like, what do you mean I can't do that? I've been doing this like my whole life. Because like, you know, you get kind of invested. It's like the gambler's soul coming out. Where like you're like, okay, I'm playing blackjack, and I have like I already have like an ace, and we have a 10 and we have a 5. I'm sitting there like looking at the cards, making sure that a 6 is what comes out. I have no control over that. No, this one wasn't even from my brother. It was just from some guy that I was buying a t-shirt from. My brother, I think, would be maybe not all for it. The problem is that I think my brother would flip the coin, get tails, be like, well, do I really want tails? But then he wouldn't feel that strongly about heads, and he'd be like, well, I feel the same about heads, kind of. And then you just end up in the same loop as you were before. So nothing changed with him. Like, I'm pretty sure that the flipping coin method would not work on him. I don't think it would at all. Which is maybe like kind of crazy, but that's honestly just how he is. It's impressive, the level that he'll let his indecisiveness take control. And then he's like, I was talking about how he was afraid of like heights and roller coasters in the past. He got over his fear of roller coasters. He just went to Six Flags like one day back whenever we were in like high school or something. And he was like, okay, well, now I'm just going to go get on that freakishly tall ride. I think I can't remember if it was for his. It might have been whenever he was trying to get with his current fiance, actually. But he was like, okay, I'm gonna go get on this incredibly tall ride, and he gets on like this giant roller coaster there, and then all of a sudden he's like completely fine with roller coasters. Like, it makes no sense because I think he's still iffy on heights, but roller coasters don't scare him. And to me, like, if you're afraid of heights, you probably have to be afraid of roller coasters, just like in concept. But I feel like and this is like a complete phobia thing. I kind of shut down like in the line for a roller coaster. I do not handle roller coasters well, or any of those like quick rides, the thrill rides. I don't handle them well. I feel like that I would probably, and I not to say that I want to test this, I feel like I would be more willing to skydive than I would to get on like a really tall roller coaster. One of the, because like a roller coaster, I have no control, and like there's like obviously it's a slim chance, but there's the chance that I'm riding that roller coaster, they go voop, and then I'm in the air just like suspended with no parachute. Skydiving, I have a parachute, and I'm probably not going to like splat, you know, but a roller coaster goes voop, and then you're guaranteed, like, you're dead, you died. Yeah, and you're just gonna have to sit there and watch it and accept it, and you don't even get a good view to make up for it. I feel like if you're skydiving, you're like yanking on that like string, and you're trying to get your parachute to come out. At least like it looks kind of pretty, and you have so much time to accept things. I feel like if I went straight out of the roller coaster seat, I would be staring at nothing but metal and vomit and like littered funnel cakes. Like, you can't come to any acceptance there. You kind of just have to be like, well, okay, I'm the guy that's going to be made into a bad TV show on like CBS, and that's kind of it. And maybe I'll be on like a YouTube video and like 10 years whenever somebody becomes interested in my situation. A lot of fears are irrational, so it weirdly makes sense. Yeah, the irrationality is what does it, right? If we're calling older bro Joe bro, does that mean we're calling younger bro Bob? I think that works. That works a whole lot better than any idea that I could have come up with, because honestly I had no ideas, because Joe bro is the most natural out of all of them. Bro Bob would not have come to my mind. I think Bro Bob works for him. I'm probably going to forget which one's which, though, to be honest with you. They're so similar. So Joe Bro for older, Bro Bob for younger. I think it's like an ideal setup, to be honest. It's actually pretty good. Either way, I think I'm going to wrap things up. I've been talking for like 50 minutes now. Which is kind of impressive for the amount of nothing going on. But my voice is actually getting like more tired now, which my sinuses are cleared. I'm undecided if I'm going to stream Alien Isolation tonight or not. I'm on the Blue Sky now. I need to change my links from, because I'm not gonna post on Twitter anymore. I hardly ever did post because it kind of just felt bad to post on Twitter. But any kind of news or anything, and I'm going to use community page on YouTube, and I'm going to use Blue Sky as like the main sources of information for me. So that is like the announcement there. I think I might actually, depending on how things go, if Blue Sky lasts, I'll definitely deactivate the Twitter account and then just kind of leave it behind, because like Twitter does not make me feel good. So it's definitely worth switching over, I think. But if I decide to, I'll make like a post here or on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is so pleasant. It feels so sweet. And then like I get likes from like normal people, like real people, and then I look at their account and they're like, oh, this guy really likes Resident Evil. And then it's like I can look through their little tweets, and then or not tweets, their little Blue Sky posts, and be like, oh, so true. it's legitimately a pleasant thing where like I feel like I can interact with like normal people as opposed to interacting with Skynet. It's like horny Skynet, I guess. Blue Sky is so nice right now. It is, and I really hope that it stays nice. If it stays nice, I'll be set. It'll be like my favorite social media. But my voice is getting tired. I kind of want to get some stuff done. I don't know if it'll be Metal Gear Rex or something more productive for video stuff. I started writing the script for my video, which feels so crazy that I'm like actually getting started on it. But I have something like tangible that I can touch with my finger on my screen now. I was gonna say hold with my hands, but that's not quite true. I can touch it with my finger on my screen. So hopefully, like in the next, it'll kind of just be up to how much work I put into editing it, and if I try to learn any new editing stuff, whether it takes a whole long time to actually like make work. But if it works out, I think it'll be really good. I'll just kind of have to see how it goes, but expect that like sometime in the next month, that video to release. I'll keep on working on that, but I will, if I'm not back later today, I will be streaming Alien Isolation Tuesday night, probably in the 5:30 Central Standard Time range. Is like my safe-ish bet usually for coming back from work in time. But either way, thank you all for sitting through here. Let me read names. Thank you, Jury. Thank you, Ginja, and thank you, Ada. Or Ada. I forgot that I was calling you Ada. I will talk to you all another time. Goodbye.